My name is Kevin Hilton. I am a Staff Sergeant in the United States Army, and with me today is Sergeant Christopher Dameron, and we're going to be assembling and disassembling an AR-15. Some of the references I'm going to be using is Step-by-Step AR Cleaning, written by Chris Christian. It's a really good read that you can go over, and it's going to tell you how to clean it. And another one is What's So Special About the AR-15 by Emma Tattel. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into just breaking this thing down, and then we're going to put it right back together. And Sergeant Dameron's going to go ahead and pop the takedown pins, and that's what's going to separate the upper and lower receiver. Now once he gets this done, he's going to go ahead and he's going to set his upper receiver off to his lower receiver off to the side. We don't really need that at the time right now. And he's going to pull his charging handle back. And once he pulls his charging handle back, he's going to pull that with his bolt carrier group, and all that's going to come out. He'll just push his bolt carrier group out, and the charging handle will just come out with it. You can put the upper receiver on the side there, and the charging handle. Very good. Now this is the bolt carrier group right here, and to break this down more, we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab the firing pin retaining pin. And that's on the side there, and you're going to want to make sure that you don't lose this. It can be, I mean, your rifle is deadlined if you do lose that. Once you pull that out, once he tilts this up on its side, your firing pin is just going to fall out, just like so. That's your firing pin, by the way. Now he's going to push his bolt all the way to the forward position, and then he's going to take his cam pin and rotate it. And once he tilts his bolt carrier group up, he'll go ahead and he'll pull that out, the cam pin, and that will allow him to also pull his bolt all the way out. And that's as far as you're going to want to break down your bolt. You can go ahead and set the bolt down as well. Now grab your lower receiver along with your charging handle. Now this is the last thing that you have to do to really break this down. There's a lot of other steps you can go to. But you're going to take the retaining pin. It's the buffer retaining pin. My apologies. You're going to take the buffer retaining pin and just press down with the charging handle, and that's what's going to take. That's what's going to release your buffer and your buffer spring. It'll go ahead and pull that all the way out. Now, when you're cleaning this rifle, you are going to want to clean your spring and your buffer as well. It's going to get some carbon and some buildup on that if you're firing a lot for sure. So that is it. That's all you have to do to break down an AR-15. To put it back together is just simple. You just go in reverse order. So if you grab your buffer and your buffer spring, we'll go ahead and we'll put that in the, the buffer spring tube. And it's very simple. You just line it up and just push it straight down, and it'll actually click as you heard that. Now we're done with the lower receiver. Now we're going to get to the bolt. So you grab your bolt carrier group. A lot of people will call it the BCG. You may hear that often. Now grab your bolt and you'll slide it in as well. And make sure that the holes line up once you push in your bolt. You may have an issue with that if you don't check that. And at that point in time, you'll grab your cam pin and just slide it back in the exact same way you rotated to pull it out. You'll slide it in that way. And then once you slide it that way, you just rotate it. Okay, as you can see there. And at this point, you'll grab your firing pin, and your firing pin's just as easy as just laying it down and dropping it right in. If you notice how Sergeant Dameron cups the bolt carrier, the BCG, yeah, he just dropped it right in. Your firing pin falls into place. At this point, you'll grab your firing retaining pin, and make sure you put it on the larger opening, because if you don't, it's not going to fit in the other side. So slide that in there, and there it is. Your bolt carrier group is complete at this point. Now you're going to grab your, you can set that off to the side. You grab your upper receiver now, and grab your charging handle, because you're going to want to flip. You're going to want to rotate your upper receiver just like so, and take your charging handle and make sure you seat it in there. You're only going to go in maybe 1/4 of an inch or so, and then set it in just like that. You want it to rest. Now at this point, you'll pick up your bolt carrier group and seat it into the charging handle. as so. And then you would just slam both of them forward just like that. It's got a pretty cool sound, I think. At this point, you attach the lower and the upper receiver together, and you will take your takedown pins, and all you will do is push them back together. Ladies and gentlemen, that is how you assemble and disassemble an AR-15.